Well, howdy, hello, and welcome back to the Golden Age of DC Comics 365. What am I doing? I'm using this book for its intended purpose. It was gifted to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends, and it's been on my all my coffee tables ever since. So it's time to crack open this book, read it, and share it with you. Because if you're tuning into this station right now, chances are you love comics as much as I do. I love comic books. So, do you want to talk about comic books for a few minutes with me? Just keep tuning in. 3 o'clock every day, huh? I'm going to go through the 365 days in this book. Why not? I just think it's a great reason to get all together and talk about different comic books and such a bygone era, in publication and in print media and in culture and in history. So the golden age of comics happens between about, say, 1935 and 1955. The silver age begins in 1956. I was born in 1972, so I'm proudly planted in the Bronze Age. But let's crack this book open and see who we're meeting today. These adventures we're following. Aha, okay. This is Mr. Terrific, the original Mr. Terrific, Terry Sloan of the Justice Society of America. Yes, Mr. Terrific has devoted himself to defending law and order and wiping out crime. This means, of course, that he chases crooks. Then why should the man of 1,000 talents devote his time to relentlessly tracking down an honest man? The strange answer is found. An even stranger case is broken when Mr. Terrific finally corners the most honest man in town. There we go. Working on that. Taking lessons. Doing push-ups. Okay. Because it is January 26th. And that was art by Stan Josephs, and that was from Sensation Comics, number 59, published in November of 1946. And this reads, like many costumed heroes who operated without special powers, Mr. Terrific had millions of bucks instead, millions of dollars. Bored with his riches, and accidentally known as the most useless man in town, Terry Sloan beat up some crooks and was hailed with cries of "Terrific!" hence his name. He started wearing an inverted shield with the words "Fair Play" emblazoned on it, and also ran a group of Fair Play clubs. In this adventure, Mr. Terrific defends an honest referee who cheated in order to prevent a fixed fight. Ooh, moral messages. Well, these simple moralistic things, sure. Tales of good and evil, and then there's ambiguity. But this is Mr. Terrific, Terry Sloan. You might know him in his modern form as Michael Holt, an African-American dude, who is also, he's the second generation Mr. Terrific, and he wears his Fair Play on the back of that cool-ass leather coat of his. I like Michael Holt's one of my favorite DC characters. Let's see, Terry Sloan was introduced, though, in Sensation Comics number 1, published in January of 1942. So that makes him probably the backup tale for the Wonder Woman adventures. And also for me, like visually, he seems his story is this. The Golden Age's Mr. Terrific was a self-made millionaire whose photographic memory, Olympic-level athletic skills, and the mastery of the martial arts made him a Renaissance man. After graduating college at 13, he became a renowned business leader in the community. So he's like a reverse Batman, like the Batman of the daylight. If we can see, like, his costume is got brighter colors of reds and greens and yellows. And that's also Robin's colors as well. And I never made that association before. But it's January 26th, and we're talking about the golden age of DC Comics, and just taking a couple of minutes every day to talk about one of the best things in the world. Comic books. Yeah, our adventures, our stories, our serials. Non-delusional parasocial relationships. It's why we love these specific characters and why we cringe at change and we cry with their stresses as well. I've cried at a couple of Spider-Man. Wow, I mean, just sometimes it hits you in the feels. But they keep us company. They kept us company before tablets and iPads and social media and our apps. We had these newsstand magazines that you could roll up and put in your back pocket, and you would travel with you for days. I had comic books when I was a kid. They lost their covers, and because they were read so much and they were carried around so much, So you just think of the life of a comic book in 1938 or 1943 or 1948, and just the stories that were told and the settings, and it's such a view into the American past, into history, into a wartime culture. It was also trying to be patriotic as well. We're going to get into that. There's going to be a lot of patriotism smuggled into the pop art of this day. So there's a lot going on too recently with, should comics be political? There's the answer. The easy answer is they always were. So this is not meant to be proof of that, but yet illuminates, what was in the zeitgeist of that day. And most definitely World War II was part of that. That was definitely on everyone's mind. And it showed in the comic books. So you know what? We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So what are you doing tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern? Tune in and see what we're talking about. You want to talk about comic books for a few minutes? You're welcome to tune in any day, every day. And in fact, I'd like to earn your subscription. So you know what? I'd like to be part of your daily YouTube experience. I also make videos upon spirituality. I'm a spiritual guy. I'm an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. I'm also a professional chef. I am. I want to share with you some restaurant-level cooking hacks that will make your food nutritious, delicious, and beautiful for you to share with your family at your table. Huzzah, indeed. Happy cooking. And thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we got the 365 days of the modern, the golden age of DC Comics, where I love history, I love comic books, and I love doing this YouTube station. So thank you very much for letting me share this love. Leave a comment in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. You have a great day.